Since I'm in Vietnam visiting my parents at the moment, my whole day is basically consisting of helping my mom cooking and cleaning. But thanks to that, my cooking skill has significantly improved. I cook faster now and it tastes better. That's why in this video, I would like to share with you guys some recipe that I learned from my mom that is very fast to make and it tastes heavenly as well. Let's go! So now we're going to learn a tofu dish that is quite easy to make, but it's gonna blow your mind because of how good it tastes. In Vietnam, we call it đậu phụ nhồi thịt sốt cà chua. It's a very long name. Basically, tofu stuffed with pork and stir fry with tomato. For this dish, you only need 4 ingredients: tofu, pork, tomato, and onion. Okay, so this is the kind of tofu you need. It is not too hard and also not too soft. Like if you buy the one that is extremely soft, that you can basically just like suck it in like silk, that is Korean tofu, things like that. Do not buy that one. Get a block like this. So you cut it like 2 centimeters thick and then divide it into a half. Remember that tofu has a lot of water, so if you want to fry it with oil, you have to soak some of the water out in the surface, otherwise you're gonna hurt yourself because it's gonna be splashed everywhere with the oil. Be quite generous with the amount of oil you put in here. The more you put it in, the crispier the tofu is. If my mom is here and she sees the amount of oil I'm using, she's gonna smack me because she's gonna say that I'm wasteful. Here's a cooking tip for you. If you have like a non-stick pan, do not use metal to touch it. I'm using it because I have no other option, but I'm being very careful so that I don't scratch the non-stick thingy thing. Make sure that the side here is also getting fried and it's also a bit yellow. While waiting for the tofu to be fried, we can move on to work on the meat now. Here is the pork. We just need a little bit of it, not all of it, I think. So for the filling, you can go simple by just having pork and shallot, but you can also go hard for it by having some mushroom, coriander, green onion, and a bit of the, onion, but it's still green like this. My mom insists that I have to tell people that because it's gonna make a very good dish. Now we have the filling, and for very beautiful and thick tofu, we just need to put the filling inside the tofu now, and then we can move on to the next step. I think I definitely have to cut it into a half now because it's basically too big for doing anything. You're going to make a hole here and use a spoon and move all of the tofu inside out. Take the tofu out like this so that you give some space for the meat here. This is why you have to fry it before so that the outside is strong enough. Otherwise, it's gonna break super easy. Now you have a hole in here. You can stuff the meat inside now. And then use your hand to stuff it. Try not to break the tofu. And that's it. Now you have a beautiful stuffed tofu. I would like to formally apologize for a clickbaiting title because I don't think this dish will be finished in 15 minutes. But it's still a very quick and easy dish, you guys. Probably in 25 minutes in total, we can finish it. All we need to do is fry them again. Put the meat part directly facing with the pan so that you can fry directly with the meat for like 2-3 minutes. Now that we are waiting for the tofu, we can prepare the sauce First of all, we need some dry shallot. Chop a tomato. One is enough, I think. It's a little bit burned up here, but I think it's still good. Now we're going to use the same pan with the same oil that we are using from the beginning to fry the shallot. And after the shallot is yellow, we put tomato in there. Season it with salt and pepper if you like pepper. And MSG if you have it. And fish sauce, always add fish sauce to everything. Now gently put the tofu inside and cook it for around 5 more minutes. And you're done. It is definitely not the 15 minutes. I am so sorry. But we're done now, yay! Just take the tofu out and then put the sauce on it. And then you can eat it. So we have finished our first dish, and since my mom is the original creator, I have her here to rate it to see how good I make it. Đây, mẹ ăn thử một miếng. Ngon không?
Ngon đó.
Được rồi.
Được.
Đấy, ăn với cơm thì ngon này. Chấm mấy điểm mẹ?
10 điểm đấy.
10 trên 10 thật á? Mẹ điều. Mẹ nói thật đi, mẹ nói thật đi.
Không ngon.
Được. Hơi nguội tí, lát nấu lên.
Tí nấu lại.
Rồi. Damn, she's not lying. It's really good. You can eat it with rice or you can eat it just like this. If you don't put too much salt, you can just eat it like this as well. Wow. I like it way more than just tofu alone. And it's also full of protein and nutrient. 10 out of 10. The next dish could be very simple if you already made the tofu dish that I just teach you. Because all you need to do is get the meat filling, mix it with some egg and steam it. And in Vietnam, we call it thịt hấp trứng. Basically, pork and egg steaming together. So I still have some leftover filling from the tofu dish. I'm just gonna put some egg in here now. This is where my mom stored the eggs. This is our homemade eggs because we do have chicken at home and everybody in the village has chicken. So basically, they just came and gave my mom a lot of eggs too, and that's why we have that many. I think 3 is enough, yeah. If you have a rice cooker, when you cook rice, just put it in there and then it's gonna get cooked with the rice too. Otherwise, you can steam it with a steamer or you can kind of boil it, and it's very easy. First of all, get some water. Then you put this inside. That's it. Now you just boil it until everything is solid and cooked. And then you can eat it. I think it's ready. Let me try it first. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you how I make my favorite fish soup in the world. It's called canh chua cá, and there is some ingredients that might be hard to find for you guys, but I'm gonna simplify it down to a version that almost everybody can make everywhere in the world, okay? First, you need a piece of fish. Almost every fish works. If you can also use salmon if you want, but I would prefer to have fish that is fresh and has the bone still intact and everything. I'm just gonna use 1 piece of fish, that's enough. First, to make sure the fish won't be smelling fishy, we will just fry it quickly. When it comes to making sweets, for many Vietnamese dishes, we mostly use pineapple. Especially when you use soup, we just put some piece of pineapple in there. And it has this kind of very special sweet that is not sugar, that is not artificial, and it smells so good as well. The fish is fried, not completely, but it's fried like this. And you're gonna use the same pan with the same oil to fry shallot and onion together now. Now add some tomato. I know, this is like the holy base of almost 50% of Vietnamese dishes. But believe me, after you cook them, it doesn't taste the same because the other ingredients will change everything. Now that is properly cooked, we're going to transfer it into a pot because this is a soup, not a stir-fry dish, and add a lot of water in. Now you're going to season it with salt and fish sauce. Now we're going to wait for around 10 to 15 minutes so that the fish will be thoroughly cooked. This dish will have 3 different flavors: salty, sweet, and sour. We have the sweet from pineapple, and sour, you guys have to be creative with that. Think of a food ingredient in your culture that makes your food sour. Not lemon, because when you cook lemon in high degree, it's not soury anymore, okay? For example, in my country, you could use tamarind. Also, I could put a picture and also the English word here. And when you cook that, it's still getting sour even after you cook. So if you guys have tamarind in your country, use it and put something in here. If you don't have some, just add some vinegar, I guess, but it's not gonna taste that good. So for the vegetable part, there is 3 main ingredients: orca, giặt mùng. I think in English they call it mint, but I will fix it on the video. And sprout bean. If you're from a Western country, I would say orca is quite easy to get. Just go to any Turkish supermarket, they sell it a lot over there. This thingy, I think it's pretty hard to get unless you go to a Vietnamese supermarket, but you don't really need it. Also, if you cannot even find these 3 ingredients, just replace it with any vegetable you want. I think broccoli would work, kohlrabi would work, carrot would work as well. Anyway, here I have some mint, and we have to peel it because the outer part is toxic and it makes you feel itchy. So you have to take care of it first. Here we also have some herb for this dish. This is rau ngù. This is something. And it made the dish taste way better. Herb is very important for Vietnamese dishes. But if you don't have these herbs, you can also replace it with coriander and dill. You can also put mushroom in here as well if you want. Mom likes mushroom, so we're just gonna put some in. Here's a tip for the leftover pineapple. You can cut them into small pieces and put them into the fridge, and they can last forever. And every time you need to cook something with them, just take a piece out and put them into the soup. And then you have beautiful, yummy sweet soup. The next dish has to be a very, very traditional Vietnamese dish because I was learning about it since I was a child in elementary school. They call it canh tôm bầu. This is a bầu. And I'm pretty sure you guys could find it in many places in the world. If you don't have it, you can replace it with vegetable of your choice or kohlrabi or those green melon. It's also gonna work as well. Now we have to peel it, chop it into small pieces, and cook it with the shrimp. Let's go. This is the shrimp soup. The trick is that you should not cook the veggies too fast or too long. Like for this kind of veggie, you just put it in, wait for like 5 seconds and you turn it off. Otherwise, it's gonna get super, super soft. I will also try the fish soup as well. Oh God, it has such an interesting taste. I don't know what got over me today. Everything I or my mom cook is really, really good. I mean, my mom's cook very good. It's not a surprise, but everything I cook is also really, really good. 10 out of 10. When it comes to eating vegetable, I think I mentioned several times that we basically just boil it or we try to just eat it raw. But we also really like to stir fry it with garlic, just garlic. And I think one of the most popular stir fry vegetable in Vietnam has to be Morning Glory garlic stir fry. When you come here as a tourist, you will see it almost everywhere. Most importantly, you have to make sure that you don't overcook it so that it's still crunchy. I think it's almost done now. You cook it for 10 seconds more and then you can finish it. Before you finish cooking, crush some more garlic and put it in there and cook it for around 5 to 10 seconds because all of the garlic we used at the beginning is already overcooked and now they don't smell like garlic anymore. So you always put some fresh garlic in at the end so that it tastes like garlic again. And basically that's it. Mix it for 5 more seconds and then we're done. I'm telling you, I am addicted to this dish. And when I moved to Germany, I just miss it so much. I mean, I still fry a lot of vegetable over there, but nothing is like Morning Glory because it's super crunchy. But for you guys, don't be worried. Use spinach, use bok choy, use any veggie that you could find that is green. It's so good. Normally we eat them with rice, like everything else. And I just love the garlic smell, and it just goes so well with this kind of vegetable. One of my absolute favorite seafood is squid. I love squid. I can eat squid every week. Normally, I only steam squid with lemongrass, but you can also make a very yummy squid dish with celery. This is Vietnamese celery, so it's a little bit smaller, but you guys can just buy the celery in the supermarkets in Western country. It's super thick. It tastes kind of the same. This one is a little bit more intense. Squid and celery is the perfect combination. And normally, you just need to stir fry them together. Let me show you how. Normally, in Vietnamese cooking, we don't really use onion that often. But in this dish, we do use onion. This Western onion, like half of it. The reason why we're using it is because onion goes very well with celery. You have to keep stirring until the squid is completely cooked, because once you put the celery in there, you're just gonna fry it for 10-15 minutes because we want it to be crunchy, okay? First, add some onion in. Now we're going to add the celery. I wish I could add a bit more celery in here. I only see squid right now. This is the perfect combination. Remember to put pepper in here. Wow, 10 out of 10. You see, it's super easy and fast to make, and you can just go to a supermarket and buy frozen squid, and you can do the same thing as well. You don't need to have fresh squid, don't worry. Okay, I am crazily full, and I think this is going to be the end of the video then. Thank you guys very much for watching, and if you want to see more easy recipe like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video then. Bye bye!